Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, hi, I'm Christina. I'm finally back with a brand new Plan With Me video for March in my bullet journal. March will be the first month that I will fully settle in the new house, and that means I can finally focus on my projects and planning. For that reason, you'll see as well that I'm introducing some new spreads that I haven't used before that will hopefully help me to focus more this month and be more productive. This time I decided to create all my pages following the same theme. I watch all these amazing videos on YouTube on bullet journaling, and every month the designs look really nice. So I decided to give it a go and do the same. I contemplated for a while on the theme I wanted to go for. I wanted something easy and relevant, but I didn't want to do another flower theme, which is the most popular one for the season. So after some thought I decided to go with clouds and little paper boats, and I'm really excited with the way it turned out. So the first page of the month I decided to keep it quite simple with a few clouds and a paper boat on one of them. For my monthly spread I chose again the grid layout, but I decided to keep the boxes separate. I found that when you create the grid with the boxes connected to each other, unavoidably there will be a column of boxes in between the pages that made it very difficult to write in them. So by keeping a space between the boxes you can get a much better layout. Each box is 6 by 6 except from the first column that is 5 by 6. And of course the theme continues here as well. I'd like to take a minute here to express how much I love this notebook. It's the Scribbles That Matter notebook and the quality of the pages is amazing. I highly recommend it. I have the iconic version of the notebook in A5 size with dotted pages in the lavender color. I don't know if you've noticed, but this month I also decided to limit the colors I'm using. I wanted to create all my spreads using only 2 colors, which in this case is a light baby blue and a dark blue. I also use grey as well, but that doesn't count as I'm always using this shade of grey to create the shadows and add dimension. As always, I have all the information of the supplies I use in the description below, so make sure to check it out. The next page is all about my goals for the month. I kept it very simple with only 2 categories this time, personal and business. I tried to keep things simple and more focused, and with these 2 categories, they are enough to add all the things that I want to focus on. Next comes my monthly focus page. I found this layout in Your Best Year 2018 by Lisa Jacobs, and I really like that idea, so I decided to add it in my bullet journal as well. So these are my monthly objectives summarized in 5 categories that include financial, spiritual, mental, physical, and relational. These are the 5 pillars of a harmonic life as taught in Harmonic Wealth, The Secret of Attracting the Life You Want by James Arthur Ray. On this page, you basically write what you want to improve during this month in each of these categories. It's just another way to help you focus more on specific areas of your life in order to move forward and make changes. This next spread is again inspired by Your Best Year 2018. I like how Lisa helps you to organize your thoughts and what you have to do during the month. On the left-hand page is the areas of focus, where I will write everything I want to do during March. Then I'll take it a step further and I will be more analytical by writing all the steps I need to take in order for everything to be done. After that, I will take those steps and I will spread them as the tasks that need to be completed in the 4 weeks of the month. That way I know exactly what I need to do each week in order to have a successful month, so that I will finish all my projects and tick off all the things from my to-do list. I usually get overwhelmed with all the things I need to do, and that leads sometimes on doing things with no organization or planning. So this will definitely help for sure. Next comes my finances page for March. I usually keep this spread in another notebook I have, but I find it tiresome to go back and forth to different notebooks all the time, so I decided to add it in my monthly setup instead. This is a very basic spread for my income and my expenses, which I'll use mainly for my personal finances and my blog. Me and my husband, we keep a family budget and finances list separate. It's good to track your finances and keep up with your money and how you spend it. As always, I add a notes page in my monthly setup. The notes page is one of my most used and visited pages during the month. I like to write everything that comes to my head that I want to remember, ideas and notes that don't have a place anywhere else in my bullet journal. Sometimes I even add post-it notes or I stick pieces of paper and photos, and by the end of the month it definitely doesn't look as nice and clean as this. For the next spread, I was inspired by Sarah Churchill on YouTube. This is my 1 line per day spread, which I basically try to write something every day. It is like a journal. It could be a thought, it could be something that happened during the day, a quote I liked, or anything else I want to remember about that particular day. And even though it says that it's a line per day, I added 2 lines for each day of the month, because I like to have more space to write things down. I don't like it when I have to make my letters smaller or write things on top of others in order to fit. It makes it look messy. The next spread is again something that I saw in Sarah's video, and I really wanted to give it a try for March. It's a self-love vlog where I'll write one thing I like about myself each day. After looking online, I saw more people mentioning this page as well, and I believe it started from Caitlin's Corner, so I thought I should mention it here as well. I think a lot of people, including myself, find it difficult to come up with things to love yourself for. It's easier to be hard on ourselves, and when it comes to showing some love, people mistake it for arrogance sometimes. So this spread will help me to be nice to myself and find 31 things that I love about me. So let's see what I'll come up with. Moving on, we come to my exercise log. Basically, I like to write down when I exercise and what type of exercise I do, how long, and so on. I did terribly last month and I have to get back to the way I used to exercise before. I can't seem to get back to my routine of exercising at least 3 to 4 times a week. So this spread is my attempt to persuade myself to exercise more often. If you have any advice on how you push yourself to exercise during the week, please let me know. I desperately need it. And the last spread is the first weekly spread of the month. This is the 3rd time I'm using this weekly spread layout and I really like it. It is inspired by Pen Paper Sew on Instagram. I've noticed that I tend to like more vertical layouts for my weekly spreads instead of horizontal. So this one works for me. And of course, I've incorporated the theme of the month with the paper boat and the clouds. Do you have any go-to weekly spreads that you seem to use over and over? And that is one more month planned in my bullet journal. Have you finished your setup for March? What theme did you choose for this month? Also, if you use the same theme like me, or if you recreate any of these spreads, don't forget to tag me on Instagram. I'd love to see them. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure to hit the little bell beside the subscribe button to get notified every time I post a new video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.